The IMF's special drawing rights, a renaissance in global money. The birth of the SDR. In 1969, the International Monetary Fund introduced a curious invention called the special drawing right, or SDR. Think of it as a synthetic currency designed for emergencies. Why? Because by the late 1960s, too many nations were swapping dollars for gold. The U.S. had promised at Bretton Woods in 1944 that its dollar was as good as gold. By 1971, that illusion collapsed when Nixon shut the gold window. The SDR was meant to be a backup world reserve, something not tied to one nation's promises. Footnote: the SDR was created in anticipation of a dollar crisis, offering a neutral international reserve. The modern revival. Fast forward. For decades, only about 200 billion SDRs were issued. Then crises hit, the global financial crash, and later the pandemic. The IMF suddenly announced the largest allocation ever, over 500 billion SDRs in one move. That's triple the historic total. So what does that actually mean? It means central banks just conjured a brand new layer of global fiat money. No mines, no factories, no work, just numbers typed in. Footnote: recent allocations of SDRs have tripled their historical total, creating liquidity instantly. Why the debate matters. The Trump era opposed this expansion, fearing it would empower China and weaken U.S. dominance. The new U.S. administration flipped the script and gave its blessing. Suddenly, the IMF looked more like a proto-world central bank. Some see it as life-saving liquidity for struggling nations. Others see it as another silent debasement of currency. Both views are true. The SDR basket is built on dollars, euros, yen, pounds, and renminbi. Create more SDRs, and you quietly inflate them all. Footnote: SDR issuance expands the money supply of its 5 reserve currencies, weakening their value indirectly. Winners, losers, and the trick. Here's the funny part: nobody pays directly for this trick. Countries receive new reserves for free. The IMF balance sheet looks stronger. Politicians call it stability. But the real cost shows up in the background. Inflation creeps into global prices. Gold, silver, and even digital assets rise as money runs from paper into hard havens. Investors sense the debasement and adjust before the headlines even catch on. Footnote: the hidden cost of SDR expansion is inflation, which pushes investors toward real assets. Why it hits home. This isn't just about global elites playing with abstract reserves. The extra liquidity dilutes the purchasing power of currencies everywhere. For ordinary people, it shows up at the grocery store, in the rent check, in the shrinking value of savings. So what does that actually mean? It means a tool created in 1969 to prepare for a dollar crisis is quietly shaping how much your paycheck buys today. The SDR is back, and this time it might be here to stay. Footnote: the SDR now functions as a permanent layer of fiat money with direct effects on everyday costs.